Welcome to We Connect, and thank you very much for joining me on this program. Now, in recent years, the hospitality industry has grown by leaps and bounds in our country, in fact, even in our city. And so we're in a very elegant place today, bringing you our We Connect show. This is the Park Hyatt Hotel here in Chennai. And my guest here today is a very special person at this hotel. He's the general manager of this hotel. His name is Yann Gillet. Thank you very much, Yann, for having us here in your hotel. Now, I know that you've been in India, well, just what, 18 months or so. I'm just wondering, with your very many years of experience within the industry, how different is it for somebody like you, a foreigner, to be working in our Indian environment?
You have to understand that when you're coming, I was in South Africa before, and I didn't know that much of India. But what we know, being a foreigner, is that India has always been perceived as the land of hospitality. And even when you go back a while and you go back to my time in hotel schools, or when I've done my training shift in Asia, they always refer back to the true hospitality comes back to India. So I think in any hotelier DNA, there is these aspirations to come to India and have this experience of the true hospitality.
Right. Now you are at the helm of this really what is known as a super luxury hotel in the industry. How easy is it to be handling a project this big?
Well, we have this definition first that luxury is personal, and I think when we define luxury, it can be also very, very arrogant or perceived being very, very arrogant. Yeah. And in our case, we say that luxury is arrogant. I think, of course, this is a challenging place, but it can be challenging everywhere in the world. You can be in China, you can be in Europe, you can be in South America. Opening an hotel will always be very challenging. Coming into a place where you don't speak the language or you don't know very well the culture can be, of course, a little bit challenging, and you need some time just to adjust. Yeah, but at the end, when you believe in the people and when they believe in you, things are moving nicely, and now we are just at the edge of opening this property, and it's so exciting. All the work that we've put together as a team, it's like you're going to jump out of a plane and do paragliding or whatever. Or
like having a baby for a woman.
Exactly.
I'm sure it must be something that's
there's a lot of excitement, and probably you will see in the team there is a big smile on their face. They're so exciting, and they just want to jump and they want to open the property.
Right. But I'm always curious about the fact that sometimes every road you turn down, there's a bigger hotel, a more beautiful looking hotel, and I wonder, can this actually fulfill, I'm talking about supply and demand here. Do you reckon that all these rooms are going to get filled up?
It's a tough question. I think maybe we can believe in this Dubai effect, that the more hotel comes and the more the business is going to get better for all of us. I am a positive and a very optimistic person, and I think this city had a need of luxury property. I don't think the luxury market or the top-end segment was yet mature in Chennai, and now you see properties, and you had very, very good properties like Taj Coromandel or the Park, and becoming very well-established properties, but the competition was quite limited. Now in Chennai, you see the major brands coming into the cities. Of course, you had a colleague from the Hyatt Regency opening last year, our colleagues from Hilton, you had Lila coming, you have also the ITC. The city is really coming up with the top luxury brands.
Right. One of the things I'm always curious about is when people decide to open a hotel, a chain decides to open a hotel, how do they actually determine that those rooms are going to get filled? What's the kind of research that actually goes on before somebody puts down plans on paper? What do they do, Yann?
It's a long-term investment. When I believe, I'm not an investor myself, I'm a hotelier, but when an investor wants to create an hotel, it's a long-term choice. First, they select their brand, they look at the market, and they will decide to go for a property. If you are looking just to create a short-term investment, hospitality will not be the right choice. You have to be also emotionally connected with the brand, and we are in companies that manage hotels, and our relation with the owner is like a family business. And there is so much love in their property. You know, they want to give the best to their city and to themselves, and they're extremely involved. So it's more complicated than just I decide tomorrow I've got a land and I want to invest into a 5-star hotel tomorrow. It's a long process.
Right. Having said that, this hotel is not a very big hotel. I mean, I understand that you have what, about 200 odd rooms?
Yes.
That's kind of small. Is there a specific reason for that?
Well, I mean, everything seems to be small when you're in India, and it's like a wedding. You know, when you talk about a wedding, for me, a wedding of 200 people
is a lot.
Is a lot.
That's true.
When you say in India,
very small in India.
This is a small wedding.
Yeah, right.
So 200 for international standards is quite big. For Indian standards, it's quite small. But you know, Jennifer, the hospitality industry, if you are into the luxury segment, the 5-star segment, and you want to know your guest, you cannot have too many rooms. If you got too many rooms, you will not know the name of the guest, their preference, whether they like to have, you know, this food, or, and all the preference will be difficult to know. In a small environment, you can really get this personalized service, intimate, discerning. This is what we can do at that size. Park Hyatt is no more than 200 rooms.
Right.
This is really small properties.
Right. I'm going to draw an analogy here, almost like going to someone's home. Am I getting it right that, you know, if somebody comes to my home, then I know who the person is, I know their likes, I know their dislikes. Is that the kind of idea you've got in your mind as the GM of this place?
Yes, except I've changed also my mind coming to India, because
Why?
I think, I mean, you always heard, you know, come to our property, come to our place, and we don't define ourselves as an hotel. We try to say the address, the house, the home. But I had this very interesting conversation with one of our clients lately that says, you know, we want more than home. Because home we have, and especially in India, you can be served, you can have also, you know, some cooks for you, and when they go to an hotel, they want more than just a home. They want a different experience. So how do we, hotelier, exceed guest expectation when already you're coming from such high standards?
Yann, I'm going to ask you to hold on there, because I want to ask you precisely about this experience you're talking about. We're going to go away for a very short break. We'll take a very quick break here and reconnect, and then we're going to get right back with you. Please don't go anywhere.